before the live started. Good morning, or it's like 2 p.m. I just automatically said good morning. We're going to be making skateboards today, obviously, here at Life Skateboards. My name's Casper Jones. I handcraft skateboards for Life Skateboards. What you're going to be watching today is the hand gluing process and loading up the presses. It's storming outside, so hopefully the connection stays real nice. We'll see. I'm going to be loading the long press with 2 6-ply boards and 2 7-ply boards, and then the wide press with the same, and then set 4 7-ply boards in the standard press. If you want to get one of these boards of your own, you just go to lifeskateboard.com. Pick out what you want. We're going to make it for you. But here you go. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. A lot of prep to do for this live. I haven't had all the presses loaded in one live in a while. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and share this to another platform. 1 second, please. And we're back. And let me wipe that off. Sorry, guys. I should have prepped this better. There we go. That's better. And we're going to get to it. So here at Life Skateboards, we hand roll the glue on every single deck. Why is that? Because glue machines miss. So on a glue machine, they're going to get both sides of the veneer that they glue up. So this right here is your face. Obviously, you don't want glue on the outside of the skateboard. So they skip that and hop right here. We want full coverage on every side of every ply inside of your skateboard. The other part of that is they can't get these cross bands here, and I'll show you that in a second. This would just roll up in there. So when we roll it by hand, we can give you full glue coverage. It's one of the reasons we guarantee against delam, and our boards last a lot longer. Once again, you can get that at lifeskateboard.com. So this weekend's going to be fun, going up to Muncie. They're doing a Go Skate Day event at the new Hunger Skate Park up in Muncie, Indiana. This shop actually started in Muncie, so it's going to feel nice to go back there and show up with the team, skate the park, and sell some skateboards. Hi there, Marilyn. Thank you for tuning in. I'm real excited to skate that park. It looked like the Bulls had some crazy transfers between the two. Then after that, the next thing we'll be doing, we're hosting a big skate, bike, everything session over at Lawrence Skate Park. Right now I'm hand rolling the glue on skateboard decks before they go into the press. After I glue up 4 of these, I'll show you guys what the press looks like. You can watch the press raise up and watch the glue squeeze out the sides. But back to what I was saying, on the 4th at Lawrence Park, we're going to be having a big session and a best trick contest at 4 o'clock. The city itself is going to be doing a big festival around everything. They asked us to do something. Are you a skater? Why, yes I am. If you're making skateboards, you should probably be a skateboarder. I've been skating for, I think it's 21 years now. I think I've been saying 20 with it off. I think I've been saying 20 for 2 years. But, yep, I skate. I will be up in Muncie this weekend. If you want to check that out, you can hop over to my page and check out some clips or whatnot. I have a fiance. It should have been my wife at the beginning of the pandemic. Things got kind of thrown out, and now we are just slowly making things work. But I've got a love of my life, if that's what you're asking. She's great. All right, now I'm going to tape up either end of this real quick. We tape up either end of the board to make sure that the plies don't shift around inside the press. And then we're on to the next 7. I'm sorry, where'd it go? There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the next 7 ply, and then we're gonna hop to a 6 ply. Can you say hi to my girlfriend? I'll tell her you said hi in a bit. How many times a week do you work? Depends on the orders. We make boards to order. So it just depends. There's sometimes when I need to be pressing all the time. Sometimes when I don't need to be pressing all the time. Sometimes we get ahead on a backlog. Sometimes there's stuff to do every other day. Really just depends. That's the skateboarding industry. It's not very consistent, but it's what we love. Alright, and then after the 4th, I'm going to be taking a trip out to meet somebody in Pennsylvania. I'm excited about that one. Whew. What am I doing? I'm making the best skateboards you're going to put your feet on. I am rolling the glue on the Veneer for life skateboards. Thanks for asking. Quellen? Quaylen. Is that Quaylen? The cool name. Even if I'm pronouncing it wrong, it's a cool name. And if I am pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. Are you tired? Why, yes, I am very tired. To be honest with you guys, I'm in an area where the storms came through real bad. Last night, our power went out. We were on the 3rd floor, so it was real hot. I was trying to take my dog outside as much as I could, and I didn't get very much sleep last night. So, good observation. I'm very tired. That's a great question. I wish I could pronounce your name. Sinahe. I'm bad at that. No one get offended that I didn't pronounce your name right. I'm sorry. So a standard skateboard has 7 plies of maple in it. You've got a face, which is just a really pretty vertical grain. Core, which is not as pretty, but a vertical grain. And crossbands. You got 2 crossbands, 3 core, and 2 faces. So 7 plies. What you're going to watch me do next here, though, so great time to ask that question, is I'm going to press a 6-ply board. Why would you want to do that? That just means the customer wanted a little bit of a lighter board and didn't care about strength as much. So we do our standard 7, but we can do you a 6 or an 8-ply. Can you carve a complete board from a tree or just wood? Why glue? Hey, Bo, that's a great question. So, why glue? So that it retains its strength and integrity. It'd be pretty hard to carve a board out of solid wood, also make it brittle. The different plies are going different directions so that it gets strength in every direction. It's a great question. We're getting into the science of why skateboards work. How is your day going and what are you making? My day's going a little better than last night went. It's storming again though, so that's not fun. And I'm making skateboards. I'm gonna tape this one up real quick. And then we'll get on to the 6 plies. We're gonna do 2 6 plies, and then we are going to load up the long press, do the same thing for the wide press, and then it's on to standards. The difference between the long and the wide press is just the distance in the kicks. They have the same concave, but our standard press has a smaller concave, so that's 9" and under. All right, now we're on to the 6 ply boards. Six. There we go. I sure do. Isn't it? It's been growing, Bo. It's been nice. I think I had an upload setting very incorrect on here. it was uploading in really bad quality and it was not working very well. How did I start this career? So, I've been skateboarding for a very, very long time. I rode for a company called Dead End Skateboards at one point, and I ended up working in a skate shop. I'm also very open about my recovery through addiction and things like that, and I became a little bit known in that scene. I always thought you gotta like go pro, make it all that way, and then you can break your way into actual skateboard manufacturing and things like that. But a few years ago, I had had a falling out with that skate shop. The owner of this company, Sam Cook, was aware of me, but we didn't really know each other that well. A thing popped up, he needed somebody to work for him. He's also in recovery himself. He knew how outspoken I was about it, and it just seemed like a great fit, and I've been here ever since. But, makes sense. I decided several years ago that it doesn't really matter how much I struggle. I'm going to stick in the skateboarding industry until something works out. In the skateboarding industry, very few people make a killing. Some of us don't make much of a living. I call it a surviving. But I'm grateful for it. I do what I love. It doesn't matter when I struggle. But hopefully one day this YouTube thing can help supplement that. We'll see. Sir. Hey, there we go. I like that. Sir, scumbags in recovery. You know what's funny? Hold up. You're gonna like this. I got scum tattooed across my knuckles. Am I patched in? I like that. I'm gonna start saying that. Thank you, Grey Jedi. That's cool too. We got a guy on our team that likes to go by Jedi Master on his Instagram. He's actually got a YouTube as well if you don't know him. Oh, we're doing pretty well. 2012 is when he pressed his first board, and we've been around since then, so it's going pretty well. What you're seeing right now is just the glue room. We actually have moved the shop once already. We ship all over the world. Obviously, sales can always be better. But thank you, though. I appreciate that. Yo, what's up, bud? Sipes. Plus, I don't know. It doesn't matter if I struggle in skateboarding. It's kind of like everything makes me happy in it, too. Everything's working out. Hey, for sure. Yeah. So if you go to lifeskateboard.com, there's actually a really, really cool and cheap way to get a complete on there. I say cheap because it's the only discount on our website besides shirts. If you get a deck, you can select Make My Life Complete. We'll set you up with Acer Indies, Pigs wheels, Reds bearings, grip tape, and hardware. And it'll be the price of the deck plus 110. So for a popsicle, that would be 180 before tax. We ship everywhere, but we've got 77 different shapes, so you can end up with something real funky. Do I like fingerboards? I like them. I wish I could do them. I'm missing that knuckle. This hand's been broke a lot, so I'm not very good at fingerboards. I'm a lot better at the real thing, but love fingerboarding. I think it's pretty neat, especially the process of making them, because it's a small version of exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, let me tape this one up, glue one more up, and then you get to watch the press go up. It's weird. I talk really fast when I'm tired. All right, one more. So that's a great question. It was asked, can you, sir, all day, can you print any design that you want? So here at Life Skateboards, we apply all of our graphics with hand-carved lino blocks. That's a relief image. We have artists carve them, so we have set graphics. We can roll whatever colors or backgrounds we want on it. That would be called a collage. But if you go on our website, you can see all of our options. There's a couple of them that aren't listed, like this is a graphic of my dog and the local 8-stair at the park that we found her abandoned at. That one's not listed on there. If you want that one, you just put, I want the Lori graphic in the notes. But the reason we do that is because although the standard for the industry is a heat transfer, we believe that that is a corner cutting part of the process that passes on damage to the board to the customer. Makes sense to, I mean, if you got a skateboard, you don't store it in your car because it's going to get hot. It's going to weaken the bond between the glue and the maple. So why would we be rolling a board through a 200-degree roller to apply a graphic when we can do silk screening, screen printing, vinyl, or like we do, lino blocks? As far as customization of the board, though, we can do that for you. That's Lori. Hey, thanks for tuning in from Scotland. Yo, no. Yes, that is Lori. This is Lori right here. Ben Blakely did a great likeness of her. This is the 8-stair at the park that we found her at. We did this as a pre-order. It was to help me out when I found her. I was struggling quite a bit. So we had a lot of customers. I think it was 25 pre-orders on it. That was signed and numbered. I signed them. I got some Pet Safe ink and had Lori sign them. But now you can get that graphic on your own. But that's Lori. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I clean the skate parks in the mornings. And I showed up at my local park at like 6 in the morning, and there was a dog wandering around the park, had been dumped with her kennel, rancid food, barely any toys. I was not in a position to take in a dog, but it just seemed like what I needed to do. We ended up kind of plunging ourselves into a housing crisis, and but thankfully for the community, making sure that Lori had everything she needed. Somebody even helped us pay for her space surgery. People have been buying her toys, treats, food, everything. So because of everybody else, we've made sure that Lori has a great life. She lives with us. We ended up moving. And yeah, I can't wait to get home to her. I'm really kind of glad that I didn't bring her today because it's storming. Can you make a car? I make skateboards. I'm not gonna make you the wooden Enzo, I'm sorry. From Arizona, I've been skateboarding 27 years and I've always wanted to press my own boards. Do it then. But I am gonna give you some advice. Whatever you do, don't do what the industry does. If you're gonna create a product where you have entire control over the process of making that product, make it different. Find the voids to fill in the industry and fill it. Strong boards, better concave. Maybe even lighter boards with better concave. Maybe do something to rival the flight decks. I'm never going to discourage somebody from jumping into it. I will say it takes a lot of trial and error. I wasn't here for the beginning of the company. I just hear about it. I was asking Sam the other day what he thought the startup for the company was, and he has no clue. He was a woodworker by trade. It took him several years to get things going after he had a skate shop in the early 2000s. All right, so I just taped up the last one, and we're going to bring this right over to the... I will bring her on the stream next time. Unfortunately, it's storming, so she's at home with Morgan right now. You know what? Actually, I play with Lori on the live streams all the time. If you hop back there, a photo of a car on the board. We actually have a graphic with one of my boss's trucks. As I said, these graphics are applied with hand-carved lino blocks, so we have to commission an artist for every block, and then we can use that for a long time. But we do have a truck graphic. It's got my boss's old truck that he was pretty well known for driving around. We've got my signature graphic as well. That was designed by Ben Blakely based off of one of his pieces of artwork. We've got some really great graphics. We've got a Don Knotts graphic. That's pretty fun. It's like a little punk Barney Fife. I've got some of our graphics tattooed on me. We've got the dovetailed snake, the knife, my signature graphic. I think that's all I've got tattooed on me. Alright, so these molds will hold 2 boards because you want your concave to be the same on each board. Cleaning up this second mold here. And so what we do, a little heavy. Take another mold, throw it in there, align it just right. If the alignment's off, then the boards won't be pressed properly. Well, whoopsies. That would have thrown the alignment off pretty bad. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is double checking the alignment of the boards in the press, making sure they're nice and even, and getting it ready for the next level. Where I'll shove one of these in there. And then we got our 6 plies. Next step is to raise the press. We had an air system hooked up when we were in Muncie. We haven't done that here yet, but doing it by hand doesn't matter that much. It's more of a workout for me than anything bad. And if you guys are asking questions, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of paying attention to what I'm doing right now. Once I start pumping up the jacks, I'll be able to check over there. And what you're seeing me put in between here is just a plastic separator. It makes sure that there's the glue doesn't get the boards all stuck together and keeps some of the glue off of the press. So, all right. And we're back to it. Of course, gotta be old school. See, the industry moved in a direction that threw quality out the window and accepted quantity, and we don't do that around here. Industrial boards are made with automatic pressers. Yes, they can be, and they also have a bunch of boards stacked inside the same molds. And what happens when you do that is the boards in the center end up with a different concave than the boards on the edge. And if you want proof of that, go watch the 9 Club where P-Rod talks about what number board in the press that he grabs. It seems like not a good way to advertise a consistent concave, that's for sure. Hey, thank you, I appreciate you, bud. Gotta make sure they're nice and neat. And if they're not, then I go back and do it again. Old school is the best school. Obviously the stick is not doing me any favors here. Alright, so what you're going to watch next is you're going to see glue start to squeeze out the edge of these boards. That's called squeeze out. It's just a satisfying little thing that we noticed here. And these are just 2 20-ton jacks. There's a... Oh, man. There's a steel bar right here to make sure that the pressure is consistent. I don't know who Fiji is, but that ain't gonna work. You're gonna be real tired after 24 hours. The first skateboards were kind of solid pieces, and then they started working with plywood to figure things out. And I don't think the first skateboard, it's kind of argued about where the first skateboards came from anyway. Hey, Andrew? No, I don't own a house. Last night, my power went out in an apartment. I'm not really ashamed of the fact that I'm poor, buddy. I work in the skateboard industry doing something I love. Thank you, though. Let's see. So there's that squeeze out we were talking about. There we go. That's better. Just need a little bit more. I always go until it can hold my weight, and then we're good. It depends on what you mean by the first. Was the first skateboard a scooter that they broke the handle off? Was it a cart scooter that they broke the handle off? Was it a chunk of wood that roller skate wheels got put on? Or was it the derby boards like this one from the 70s? That's a derby board from the 70s. It really depends on what you mean. It's very, very argued. I don't know what the cost of Dexon material is. I'm the employee. I know that our profit margins are pretty small. That's for sure. And then when it comes down to the actual material, that's not really what you're looking at. What you're looking at here, bam, for these presses, each one of those. The materials are just glue and wood, and the graphics and things like that. But then you're also talking about the time that it takes to make all of these templates in here. You got a drill press right here. You got your router right here that cuts out the shape. You got your belt sander that makes the edge at a 90 to the concave. You got your edge router right here. An edge router right here to round it off. A drum to clean it up. The Mac wheel to clean it up further, and then we clean it up on the orbital to get it ready for graphics. It goes up and down. We do waves of sales. Things do well. We're surviving. You can go to our website and get a scoot. This thing is weird. This is just the template if you want a really small board. However, today I'm not going to be making any youth boards, but we do have a youth press. We got a popsicle for you, Punk Point, 1990, the Twin, and the Douglas. So those are all of our youth shapes if you're talking about smaller boards. When in between pressings, I can kind of walk around. But once I start gluing boards, I need to be moving on with what I'm doing. Just a heads up. Whew. All right. I'm going to show you guys my handy dandy glue tray here. Real professional. Would you look at that? It's the best. Whew. I am getting a little tired. About halfway done with this now. Whew. We're doing the same thing we just did, except these are going in the long press and not the wide press. The standard press, we got some color orders, so you guys will see some colorful boards on that one. Yeah, time for coffee. You were absolutely correct. However, my coffee machine is not here. And I forgot to make coffee this morning because the power was out. It was a rough morning, guys. Definitely a rough morning. Power was out until like 10:30, I think. And then I got a message at 10:35 saying a water main broke and they were going to shut my water off at 10:40. So I got 5 minutes to rush and take a shower. That was super nice. A super nice way to enjoy my morning there. Just been rushing since the moment I uncomfortably woke up. These storms were no joke yesterday. So a popsicle deck is going to cost $70. Like a twin shape, which is one of, like the shape I showed you in there. Those are $79, and then shapes go up from there. My signature shape is $99. The price difference is going to be based on labor intensiveness of the shapers. And then why is my power out? Because I live on the northeast side of Indianapolis in Lawrence, Indiana. Yesterday, it only lasted for about 25 minutes, but we got 85 to 90 mile an hour winds. My entire complex was out of power. It was not fun. What glue do you use? Tight bond. That is correct. What time is it there? It's 2:55 here. It's only 2 o'clock in Indonesia. That's pretty neat. Thanks for tuning in. I'm from all the way on the other side of the world. I wouldn't use that word to describe my fiance. Thank you very much. Been in a happy relationship for the last 6 years? 7 years. 7 years, I think. Maybe 8. I don't know. I was an active addiction for the beginning of that. So she stuck around for me through all that. So she's the best. This is pretty nasty, man. Like, this is all tacky and gluey. That's not very nice. You want to make sure that you create a nice, safe space for somebody if you're gonna have fun times with them. Salem Hansen, I don't know what that means. It definitely is. Like I said, this is definitely a dream job. Just gotta understand, if you're working in the industry, you're not making a living, you're making a surviving, and that's how it works. And then you're gonna have random people hop on your YouTube, try to make fun of you for being poor, even though you get to wake up and do exactly what you want to every day. It's pretty nice. And we move on. We got 6 here. Moving there. I mean, full culmination of being in the skateboarding industry. Part of what I do as well outside of this is work on skate parks and clean them. Yeah, we make small boards. No, this is Maple. Maple's the best. Went through rough times and stuck around. You know it, man. Dude, she's the best. Like, she was around for some rough times. I'm very open about my active addiction and try to use it to help people. But yeah, she's the best. But outside of making skateboards, I volunteer with a nonprofit called Skate Park Respect. We clean skate parks, try to get them improved, throw events. About a year ago, I got one of my local skate park painted and covered in graffiti by our local graffiti artist, Rob Bentley was actually the guy that gathered all the artists, chose the paint colors and everything else. And I'm kind of bragging right now, because guess who came and visited my park a few days ago? Bam Margera. Saw the paint job and wanted to come skate. I love the skateboarding industry. It's pretty awesome. Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I used to focus a lot on content creation for Instagram over YouTube, and I really love the community here on YouTube, because you guys are just like, you guys are rad. Somebody will hop in here being a smartass and think they're funny, and before I can even say anything, somebody in my comments is defending me. Hey, don't worry, man. He's coming back. We hung out for a couple days. It was pretty surreal. I heard that he was at the local park. I booked it over there. It was the park that I take care of and paint all the time. Walked up and he was sitting on the bleachers by himself. So we sat down and talked about sobriety for a little bit, skated, and then he had to go to a meet and greet. Told told me to hit him up when he's done. He texted me around like 3. He was supposed to be done at 5. Told me to meet him back at the park. Booked it there. And we park hopped a couple times. Made sure everybody in the community got a chance to meet him. And then he hit us up one more time for a session before he left town. Really fun to skate with the dude. Really cool to talk to him about sobriety too, because he was a person that I couldn't pay attention to while I was in early recovery, and now he's just doing great. That's rad, man. Yeah, I'm supposed to go out to Pennsylvania soon, so hopefully maybe I'll go live on here while we're out there. We'll see. I'll see what he wants me to do. He just went through Skatopia and he's got an event in New York soon. That's awesome. Always great to have good things there. Yeah, he was in Louisville. He's going around for a tour right now. But his next stop is New York, then he's going to be back home in Pennsylvania. Oh, real good dude. I'm glad he got to go... I'm glad he got to swing by Skatopia while it wasn't too crazy, so he got to hang out with Bruce and see his board collection. It's pretty cool. Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky. He was down at Armstrong, wasn't he? Oh, no. He was at Sprack. My bad. Down at Paul Zitzer's park. I still need to make it down there. I want to make boards. Me too. That's why I'm here. Since you've been to Louisville or Sprack? Because Sprack is new. Armstrong got changed a bit, but it's still there. Oh. Well, if you'd like to, so somebody's offering to donate here. If you go to Venmo at Days with Casper, that's the only way to directly donate towards me. At the moment, I think I need to reach 3,000 watch hours if you can donate on stream. And I really hate to ask people to hop off stream to try to help out. You know what I mean? So, but if you are trying to support me, that's one way to do it. Or you can just watch a bunch of my videos, and then eventually it'll be so it's easier for me to take things in stream. I just fully understand the whole, why would you hop off stream on an app to go donate to me? You just started watching me, you know what I mean? I'm not going to ask people to do that unless they ask me directly. Me too, man. It's awesome. I'm happy he's skating again too, and I'm happy I don't know, like our sobriety talk was very, very uplifting. I'm going to be honest here, there were some things that he said in Active Addiction that really bothered me in early recovery, and that's pretty arrogant to be bothered by a parasocial relationship, but I got to talk to him about some of the things he said, got to talk to him about why this one's going to work better than the other sobriety attempts, and where he went wrong on the other ones, and we have a very similar sobriety story, but doesn't every addict, you know what I mean? We get our plies pre-stained. What you're watching me press right now is just going to be natural boards. But when I pop over to the next press, you'll see a bunch of different colors in there. There's actually some fun ones. Some off-tinted veneer that I really like. But here, let me show you real quick. Thank you, Gershon. Yeah, we got all kinds of colors here, but you're just watching me do naturals right now. Naturals are beautiful. Make skateboards. Yeah, definitely did. And unfortunately, and this is just like I'm not even going to talk about him specifically here. Yeah, that's always hard to dealing with an overdose of someone. I've survived I've survived those myself as well. It sucks. But, I mean, this is something that we kind of talked about sobriety. It's like, once you finally do get sober, you look back on things and realize you weren't enjoying getting high, you weren't enjoying getting drunk, you were enjoying escaping reality. And it's because reality just wasn't fun, and you didn't feel like you had the tools to make it work. You try to quit and then think, oh, I can have a beer. And then it turns into a 30 rack on the way home, and then a handle on the way back, and then next thing you know, you're looking for an 8-ball. That sucks. And that's cold, failing to realize there's a tolerance threshold. And then you get into the point where you're around people where you say things like, dang, it's my birthday, I can have a drink. And they're like, yeah, you should, instead of telling you, no, dumbass, don't drink. Every addict in recovery needs a real strong person to tell them no, especially if they have a hard time doing it themselves. So, got to meet his girlfriend. I'm real happy for them. She's gonna be great for him, and I'm really happy for him. He boosted an air on my local hip though. That was rad. All right, gluing up one more board, and then we're on to the colored boards, and so on. There you go. Where's the shop located? The shop is located in New Palestine, Indiana. It was originally in Muncie, Indiana, and then we moved it to Knightstown. That was a bad idea, and then we moved it to New Pal. Someone said, can you draw? I can draw. Yeah, sometimes. I doodle. Oh, there's some old artwork for me flying around places. 8 years, no alcohol. Hey, you know what? To each their own. I personally made the choice to be entirely just sober myself, but I'm never going to knock somebody else's journey at all, because at the end of the day, it's your goals that you're accomplishing, and that's all that matters. Just like I'm not going to knock a person that's in active addiction, I'm just going to be there if they need help. It's like, I do catch a lot of flack because I did quit smoking when I started here. It was something that was difficult for me to do, but when I got offered the job, I had the thought of, yeah, I can hide it. And then I realized, like, shit, you're about to turn down a dream job for a plant. That makes it a problem, no matter what. Like, it doesn't matter that it's psychoactive or whatever. It's that you clearly just are an addict, treating everything like an addict. So my boss helped me with some resources to quit. And I do catch a lot of flack for helping people quit because people assume that I'm like, hey, you shouldn't smoke weed. But no, I'm just here if you need me kind of thing. More power to you for doing whatever you want. Hey, thank you, Saul. I appreciate you. Nice. I actually didn't really have much of a experience around drugs and alcohol until I dove head first into it, you know? Now, nicotine is a vice that I'm still dealing with, but my psychoactive addictions are the ones that are the ones that I've kicked and kicked away for a long time. I think it's six years no alcohol, and what is it, like 4 years no pot? I'm not sure. Once again, that was just a personal choice, but that's up to you. I mean, in my opinion, if you're not in a place where you want to be in life and you're losing motivation, maybe that's not the best for you. But hell, there's some people accomplishing so many things in the world doing that, so it just works out for some people over other people. Get her out of here. It is what it is. I just don't smoke anymore, so it is what it is. Let's not argue in the chat over that one. Because that's arguing over personal choices, you know what I mean? Personal choices that don't affect other people. I don't know, I haven't ever seen somebody, smoke a joint and shoot up a bunch of things. I definitely saw people drink a handle and shoot a bunch of shit up. So, but I've also watched people waste their lives away, sitting on the couch when they had the potential to be doing other things. So, it's all personal, and we don't know each other's story. So, I never judge somebody. unless their addiction is affecting other people. That's when I start to judge. Nice ice cube. Right on. Go for it, buddy. This is not an airport. You don't need to announce your departure. Thank you very much. There's a little button where you can scroll on to the next one if you'd like. Thank you very much. All right, so we got this one to tape up, and now you're gonna watch the boards get pressed. Hi, Ice Cube. Oh, that's your name? Your real name. All right, let's lift this up here and move you around. I think that's the real Ice Cube. Performance on NCIS. Was that Law and Order? I don't know, guys. I tried to make a joke and it didn't work. Dang it. Sorry, NWA, don't hurt me. You guys remember when System of a Down covered... Never mind, we're not talk about that, because then I'm going to start singing things, and then I'm going to get a copyright strike, and I don't want that, so we're just going to stick to skateboards. So these are, what you just watched before was the long press going up. I'm sorry, the wide press. This is the long press, so it has the same concave as that one there. It's just got the kicks a little bit farther apart. We don't know what these will end up being. Depends on what somebody orders. We've got 77 different shapes on the website. So if one of you orders it, maybe this will be yours. They go in the press for 24 hours and then cure for a week before we cut out the shape. Whew. See here? Put this mold in there. Ow. Ow. That hurt. You guys just watched me drop the corner of the mold on my shoes. That didn't feel good at all. Fuck. Yeah, that is like bad. Dang. My toe's all purple. Nice. All right. And no, I'm not showing you all my feet. They're gross. That hurt real bad. My foot's throbbing. Oh. And this top one usually tends to get a little tight, so I don't line it up until I wiggle everything into there. Whew. We also can put a youth and a mellow mold on this one. So that's why it's getting a little tight. Where'd you go? Whew. Alrighty. Well, guys, looks like I aligned these jacks incorrectly this morning. So that's pretty neat. So now you're gonna have to bear with me while I readjust these jacks here and raise them up. I replaced the jacks this morning. Thought I had everything good to go. Apparently I was wrong. Good thing I've been going fast for these. There you go. That'll fit just nice. Just right. All right, that'll fit. Well, you guys are running into some technical difficulties here now. Oh, that's pretty neat. Give me a minute here while I adjust this and figure it out. Why is this going down there? Screw it. Let's just throw a new jack in there. Alright, yeah, might as well just replace the jack, right? Look at that, you guys are watching me deal with technical difficulties in real time. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. This jack is just a little bit higher. I haven't been putting 4 boards in here for a while. So I'm just going to yank that jack out of there, replace it with this one, slide it over, and we are good to go. Oh yeah, that'll be fine. All right, and we're good to go there. I'll line all this back up because that got way out of whack. Whew, I'm sweaty as shit now. Now remember, alignment's extremely important, and I just threw it off real bad. So now I'm going to be sitting here fixing it. Don't look at my butt, guys. I'm sure I'm sweaty. All right. That's aligned. This better fit in there. There we go. I'm on live, so I can't scream all the words that I want to while that was happening. But here we are. All right, so now we are going to move on to raising this one up, as long as this is ready to, yep. Good to go. Now we're back to it. Sorry about that, guys. Absolutely, 100%. Definitely wouldn't want to use this. No, I didn't want to knock the alignment off of these here. I was pretty sure it wasn't going to fit, and I'd rather not just mess up the press. Having a day of me forgetting to do stuff. As you can tell, I'm tired today. Sorry. There you go. Now we're making it work. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Sorry I'm super sweaty. Oh, whoever said they want to make rails, yes. Push it! It's always fun when it comes out of alignment as it raises up. Double check everything here. And in the process of moving those jacks, we had another technical difficulty. Super awesome. Yeah. Skateboards. There's that shit jack. I'm seeing what the problem is here now, guys. Both of these jacks have failed. Of course, when I do a live, is when the jacks fail. Isn't that convenient? This live's not going to get posted, that's for sure. It's quite frustrating. This is not what normally goes down with these. Sorry about this. This is the kind of thing rarely happens here. I'm not normally putting this many in here, so. Okay. Let's press that back into there. Make sure that release is good. And now it works. Good job. I'm a sweaty mess. And that's what happens when you get a time frame and things to fix. See, this glue sets up at about 45 minutes and it's not good to be pressing it after that. So that's why you see me run around with it like a chicken with my head cut off whenever there's an issue. Because I need to fix it real fast. And if there ever is a problem with the board, it never reaches the customer. Whew, I am a sweaty mess. Does the manufacturing process take very long? Yeah, actually, so, sorry I've been missing questions while I was running around. Chicken looked like a chicken with my head cut off. So these are inside the press for 24 hours. So if you're talking passive time, absolutely. 24 hours in the press, and then they cure for a week. And then we go out, then we cut out the shape, clean up the edges, and apply the graphics. Now, if you're talking about active time, not too much. Probably hour and a half tops for each board. Now that doesn't include, you know, making the molds. Anytime that there's an issue with the board, like if the jack failed, it's gonna bubble up in the center there, and we won't let a customer see that. Or we won't let a customer have that. We'll let you see it because mistakes happen. We just make sure it doesn't get there. Thank you very much. We are very well known for our deep concave. Actually, if you go to Google and look up Life Skateboards, we only have one negative review. And it's someone who took the time to measure our concave. And I used that review for an ad. It was a pretty good review, to be honest. Nobody's ever measured our concave like that. All right, so now we're going to be jumping over to some little bit more fun to watch boards. I'll start off with one. So we get red veneer, and at one point, one of these came in. I've been wanting to press it. Where are we located? We are located in New Palestine, Indiana, but we ship all over the world. If you'd like to check us out, you can go to lifeskateboard.com. get yourself a wife. We deliver everywhere. You're out in Colorado. Actually, Hancock, one of our friends, he rides the shape that I designed, actually. Do I make airplane propellers too? I do not. I'm making a skateboard. That's correct. I'm making a bunch, actually. This is the first step in the process, is hand rolling the glue. I work for Life Skateboards, so you're asking to take my job. Remember that, guys. When you're watching somebody working that's openly sharing their work with you, and you say, "Hey, can I do your job?" You are asking to take their job. That's not very nice. Especially when the option's been out there to support that person by buying that product. You know what I mean? A little iffy. What's so good about dumb old Texas? I'm sorry, I've been on a SpongeBob kick lately because I bought some SpongeBob and Patrick socks and I've been making a joke. I'm sorry. I'm doing alright. You're from England? There's actually some guys doing something very similar over in the UK. I can't say for sure if it's England or where else. But Big A skateboards. Their press looks really cool. They like painted it like teeth. We make everything. We make longboards. I don't think a cruiser is not defined by the shape of the board. That's a lie the industry told you because popsicles are easy to make. Cruiser is defined by the type of trucks and wheels you put on it. So I make skateboards. People turn them into cruisers. We also make longboards though. A lot of people call my signature shape a cruiser. The one that I, 540 flip on, 360 semi flip. The one I flip around and do all kinds of stuff. I just landed my first barley grind on a rail yesterday. That felt great. Skateboards, made by Casper. Life Skateboards, made by Casper and Sam Cook. My boss, Sam Cook, is not a guy who likes to be on camera. He started this company in 2012. He had a skate shop by the same name in the early 2000s. I started a few years back. Nope, Life Skateboards. Thank you, though. You can get the Casper signature board, though, on the website. I mean, you can do Caspers on a board Casper made, too. Well, that's if you get a board from me. You're watching me right now. Probably going to get my blood, sweat, and tears in it. Whew! I'm getting a little tired. Give me one moment here. I just ran out of tape. I gotta go grab a roll real quick. Me. I don't know where any is. That's right. I walked out that way and I came back this way. Anyway, I'm gonna hope this is enough tape here so I don't have to walk all the way to the other building to grab some more. There you go. Somebody said it right. 7 plies of Canadian maple, but we will do 6 plies or 8 plies for you. Just be nice. Oh, thank you guys. I appreciate you. And then if you'd like, Watching my videos after the live is always helpful. The way that I can get my stream to the point where you can have donations in the stream is if I reach 3,000 watch hours in 365 days. And it's climbing pretty well. I believe I'm right under 9 right now. Started paying attention to it a couple months ago. So maple. You have to use maple that is grown in the generally Canadian maple. Let's discuss this real quick. So why is Canadian maple better than maple from elsewhere? Because of the long winters and slow growth. When you have a tree that takes a really long time to grow and it's growing in slow winters, the grains are going to be tighter together, so you're going to have a stronger piece of wood. I always say Great Lake maple when we're talking about where the maple comes from, because some of it does come from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, but the majority of it does come from Canada. And the reason for that is because of the weather that it grows in. We could grow maple here, it just wouldn't be as good. What are my favorite colors? We have this one color that we call Blurple. We ordered purple, and it came in with like a bluish purple dye. So sometimes while you're sanding it, it'll kind of change to a bluish color. I like that one a lot, especially since when you roll ink on it, the ink gets stained by it. So it's really cool effect. And then there's some dark brown veneer that when you put white ink on it, it turns it like a rust orange color. I don't know. I like messing with different colors, but the majority of the time what I skate is a blemished board, so one that wouldn't reach the customer, so then we don't have waste. How do you flex your jawline on a skateboard? I have no clue what you're talking about. Tight bond. Holds together yachts, that's going to hold your skateboard together. Exactly. So the wood itself would not be as strong if it were grown in the U.S. besides, the Upper Peninsula. But the boards that are made here, I mean, there's Canadian makers, there's people in Australia like Omni boards. It just depends on the process that the manufacturer is using to talk about if it's better or worse. Now, if somebody's putting birch composite inside of their skateboard, you know it's garbage. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, and to be honest, it's just as strong. So what'll happen is, like, if there's a split in the ply, I fill it with epoxy, I put a graphic over it. I would never know, but then we just don't like the idea of that reaching a customer. Yeah, I'm not better than a shod. I also skate very different, so I do a lot of hand plant variations, layback airs, and things like that. So I skate very different. A lot of gray slides, front side rollouts, front side 360 roller grab, lunch breaks, 540 bonelesses, that kind of fun stuff. I wish it wasn't storming so I could skate when I was done. Crazy bends in that deck. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really pay attention to land yachts. They don't have too much to do with the active skateboarding industry. Yeah, shot is definitely more street. Now, I definitely started out street. Still getting back to it. Actually, we're 70 minutes into this live. People watching later won't pay attention. I am putting together a street part just to surprise everybody. But I lost a lot of things when I broke my leg a few years back, and I don't know why that is. But I've been working real hard on getting things back or things different than the things that I lost. I was a little concerned there. There were only 3 boards here. That That's a strange thing. Is this Gen Z lingo finding my page? I don't know what that means. I ride the Casper Signature Shape. It's a board that I designed to be as weird as possible, but still functional. There are a few right above us here. These are the original shape design there. The new shape has a little bit of a wider nose. I can grab my rider if it's not raining after I press these boards. We gotta glue one more up when we're throwing it in there. There's a bird in here. That was weird. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I was like, all right, welcome back to street. Go skate an 11 stair. And I ate shit like 14 times going down it. It's all on film. There's a dumb compilation of me just absolutely eating shit down an 11 stair. And then I couldn't walk for a couple days. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna do it again. It just means that I need to take some impact training. Thank you. I appreciate that. Woo, good type of weird. I love when people call my board shape weird, and then they grab it, and then they can kickflip it. Yeah, absolutely. I'll give you a tour of the shop. If you stick around for me for a minute, this glue is time sensitive, so I have to glue up these two boards here, raise the press, and then I'll give you a tour of the shop before I head out. I've got to clean up the other room. Boss man was doing a project out there, asked me to clean. But we've got what you're in right now is the pressing room. This is where we store our veneer and where all of the curing boards sit. It's also where obviously our presses are. The next room over is the shaping room with the drill press, the belt sander, the drum, the edge router, the Mac wheel, and the orbital, and all of the templates for all the shapes. The room right here is just a general woodshop workshop. And then the next building over that way, it's a garage. The loft has been turned into a printing and shipping studio, where we also do our clear coat sprays. Looks like I'm gonna have just enough tape to finish this. Well, guys, that stinks. Well, time sensitive wise, that's not gonna work out. So you're gonna see the solution here. I'm not gonna make you guys wait for me to go to the store and go get some more. Sorry. I don't have any more in here, here, or here. So. All right, so what we're gonna do, we can fit 3 into the same mold, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Make sure that's lined up real nice. Throw a fat one of these in there. Throw our 3 boards in there. And then I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour. And then I'm gonna call it a day. After that, go home, get some sleep. Ooh, look at that guy. Hey, buddy. If you didn't know, I love spiders. If you can't tell by the spider web on my face, I absolutely love spiders. Come here, bud. Come on now. You don't have to be afraid, I promise. Say hi to all these people. Don't jump off of me, bud. Sorry, I'm distracted by a spider, and I wanted to show you guys, but he didn't like it. This thing was 1 board. That would be insane. All right. Sorry for the distraction. I have squirrel brain. There was a spider. I wanted to say hi to the spider. Sorry. I really like spiders. I just realized how ridiculous that probably was. I'm on the live, and the spider got my attention over you guys. Sorry. As you can tell, changed these jacks out this morning as well. A lot of prep work went into this live, and all the technical difficulties definitely don't show it. Sorry about that. We all don't have perfect days at work. You know how it is. But what matters is the product is always the best we can make it for you. All right, I'm gonna bring you over here. Thank you, bud. The wheels are too slippery to do a pop shove it. The wheels have nothing to do with pop shove it. It is 3:40. That means if I give you guys a tour, clean up, I can get home before rush hour. Gotta let the boss man know I need some more tape. Yeah, 100%. So actually we hook these up with air jacks most of the time, but we just moved our location from Muncie, Indiana to New Palestine, Indiana, and this works because the orders don't stop. So I'd rather not have a customer waiting on me for air jacks. I'd rather just do the work for them. Why did I stop digging up gold? Thank you, I appreciate it. Of course. You get to thank a person, not a machine, for it being made. All right, now you're seeing the glue squeeze out the sides. Oh, shit. Sorry, that bar just moved on me. All right. We're good there. Now you guys will get the tour. So here's the pressing room. There's all of our presses. I'll walk you through them real quick. Whew. Here's all of our veneer. That was me prepping veneer for the live. We've got our concrete fickle press, our second concrete fickle press, our longboard press. This is a press that's in the works. We're always doing stuff. This is our wide press, long press. There's a youth mold, and our standard press. What you're seeing here, what you're seeing here are all of our templates. These are all of our shapes. Here is my signature shape template. Once those boards are pressed, they cure for a week. Sam cuts the truck holes in right here and then attaches the template by the truck holes. Then he comes out here, loosely cuts around it so that the wear on this router is a little bit less. Runs that template on a bearing right here, and then it cuts out the shape. When he cuts that shape out, the edge is not at a 90 to the concave. So I bring it to a 90 with the concave on the belt. I round it off on here, clean it up on this drum, take it to the Mac wheel, and then clean it up on the orbital. Let me grab my keys because I have not been in the printing studio today. It may or may not be a mess. My hands are all sweaty. I'm all sweaty. But we'll see. And you guys get to see my new ride. My Jeep was falling apart. It was quite dangerous. We recently got a 2006 Camry. Yeah, living large over here. There's some beautiful artwork. So we ship all over the world. International shipping is a flat rate, and international shipping absolutely sucks right now. So we always suggest that people order with some friends because it's flat rate. There's the new car. New to me car. It's got some character to it, but the first thing I did to it was be like, hey, Bam, I didn't bring anything for you to sign because I didn't think about you signing anything. Can you sign my car? That was neat. But got my keys in my pocket. Let's go. Be lighter with your scoop or pop down. You're doing a pop shove it or a shove it. Depends. Oh, now we're walking over to the studio right now. My life is a circus. Yeah, dude, it's pretty nice. I think I'm gonna replace the front and back bumper with black, with a just solid black, and do black accents on it. And I have never had a vehicle that's not entirely covered in stickers, so that's gonna have to happen too. Dang. I wish all my keys didn't look exactly the same. That would be pretty sick. I should probably like mark those. I'm blaming things that I have control over. There we go. All right. So, going up to the studio. Love from Dragon. Oh, I thought you said I thought I said Dragon. I've got a friend named Dragon. I thought that was him. Thanks for tuning in from Oregon. Well, he should be a little more. He's the homie. I like that guy a lot. So here's our. I should probably turn a light on. I got to spend some good time with Bam. Here's those lino blocks I was talking about. So these are hand carved relief images. We've got a ton of them. Stop rotating for me. Here's that one of my dog. We got that knife I was talking about. Plenty of them. This is where they dry. Here's where we print all the boards. This is a rolled board I was talking about where we can roll the background. And then in this room here is where we spray the clear coat. Right here. Nothing to clear today. So, yeah, it was really cool showing you guys everything. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm gonna hop off of here soon. I think what I'll be doing with the vehicle is, because I'm going to Pennsylvania in the next few weeks to go visit him, and probably just have him doodle his new logo on there. He showed me the new logo he's coming out with, and it looks sick. It's a new heartogram. Lifeskateboard.com. That's where you get them. I actually was able to give Bam one. We gave him one with the rat graphic on it. I had a box of boards and told him to pick one. He was in town for a meet and greet and then came to my local park. We met up and we had a great session and some pretty good talks. So pretty surreal to be in this position with him. But once again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This has been a really fun live. Hopefully I catch you guys next time. I'm real tired. I've got to clean up the shop and then I'm going to get home. So thanks again. Don't forget, get a life at lifeskateboard.com, because then you can yell at your friends, you should get a life. I'm just going to keep talking while I end the live. You guys are fun.